What's up, guys? Dragon Power 17 here. I'm coming at you guys with my friend Chandler. You've seen Chandler featured on the channel before. He's profiling his only legendary, totally awesome hero deck profile for us guys. We're gonna go through right now. He's gonna talk about all his card choices and why he decides to play what he wants to play. So take it away, Chandler.
Alright, so basically I am profiling this deck because I am ready to hang it up. But this is what I played for the current format. I'll just get started with the main deck. So you have the best card in the deck, 3 Elemental Hero Bubble Man.
Okay. So why is Bubble Man the best card in the deck? Why do you say that?
Because Shadow Mist gets to him, but he makes everything happen. If you special him and another one, call another one, and special him, you make Toad. If you have one engrave and you play Instant Fusion for Norden, you make Toad. Like, forget about 10 goldfish. Bubble Man is how you make Toad 9 times out of 10.
Okay.
But then you obviously have to play your 3 Shadow Mist. Once a guy told me to play 2 Shadow Mist in Toad Heroes because you didn't need 3. I actually tried it and cried very hard. And then I put Summoner Monks back in the deck after taking them out.
I'll bring these up to right about there.
Because I wanted to make Dark Law more. Like, if you're not making Dark Law, what are you protecting with Toad? There's
fun fact, I actually told him to put those back in there, but
I mean, I took them out because as I was playtesting against certain people, I would draw a Summoner Monk at the wrong time and lose, but just because you draw a card at the wrong time doesn't mean you take it out.
Yeah, and then
I do play 2 10 Goldfish.
Just gonna shoot.
I do play 2 10 Goldfish because even though I don't really like the card, you kind of have to have it just in case. Like,
okay, so if you were going to revamp this, and cut 10 goldfish, what do you think about putting in instead for it then?
if I were going to cut 10 Goldfish, honestly, I would find another card to cut. And right now, I'll probably just play 3 Ghost Ash in the main deck because it's that good. Even though heroes do not like hand traps because they have Bubble Man. I mean, if you're cutting the 10 Goldfish and playing 3 Ghost Ash, you're going to be playing 11 monsters, so you're probably not going to brick that much. Okay. It would be worth it. Even going first, like, if it interrupts your play a little bit, you just interrupt your opponent on their turn.
Okay. Good to know.
The reason I play 2 instead of 3 is because I was getting this card in my hand too much. So I was having turns where I would have 2 Goldfish and 2 E's, and like one other random card, even a mask change wouldn't be that good because you're basically making 2 Toads and passing, and your opponent's playing through your Toads. So I didn't like seeing 10 Goldfish as much as everybody else likes it.
Okay.
Worst card in the deck right now, but you have to play it. 3 A Hero Lives. It's probably my favorite hero card, but it's not good, especially right now with Cyphering Gear Gamer running around. If this card gets hit with like Ghost Dash or like if it gets hit with anything and negated, you lose your life points, you don't get any pluses off of it, and you lose the game. Obviously, staples, 3 mask change, 3 E-Call, no Rhoda because I'm not playing Goblinberg, 3 instant fusion because it's instant fusion. It's
okay.
Norden.
So I have to ask the question because we were hit with this bombshell of a ban list. Would you consider the rare fish as somewhat of a substitute?
The more I think about it, I would not consider rare fish because there are times where you have 1 card in your hand, nothing on the field. If I top deck an instant fusion and I don't have a monster on the field and play it for a rare fish, it doesn't get me anything. So you basically then in Toad Heroes have to cut instant fusion completely, and your deck just kind of dies because you don't have the power play.
Would you run a third 10 goldfish or any other types of cards that would help you compensate for the lack of Norden? I mean, I think that rare fish could help if you opened with instant fusion as opposed to.
I could try it. I just know it wouldn't be as good, and the format right now is creeping this deck out as we speak. And when links come out, apparently things are going to change. I don't know that much about that right now, but Norden is a power play. Like, the second I thought about trying rare fish today, I had a turn where Norden brought back a Bubble Man, and I was like, I can't do that anymore, so
Yeah,
it's not as good.
That's the sad truth. Norden,
But in all honesty, as much as it pains me to have my deck die, it would pain me to see Norden keep playing longer because Norden should have been banned on the first list. It got hit to 1 on, and it's been playing for like 2 years.
Oh, goodness.
Double twin twisters, I started finding that 3 was too many. Yes, you can banish it off desires, and that kind of helps it a little bit because if you want to see it, but I don't know. You see it enough at 2. 2 chalice. This card is amazing. I love this card. I've always liked this card. I took it out because people were telling me it's not good in certain formats, blah, blah, blah. This card is just good in general, and for heroes, it's never going to hurt you. It's basically a spell, a trap, a summoner, monk, fodder, target. Like, it's everything in heroes. Either this or Lance, like, both of them have their advantages. It's just preference, but you should probably play one of those 2 cards. Double Desires, my buddy Dragon Power here let me borrow his desires for this profile because I only have 1, but I would play 2, and actually the more I've played the card I would actually play 3 of it because I would hope to first turn Summoner Monk 1 and then play the second. That would be ideal, but I'm playing an Upstart Goblin instead because I guess even though I play Desires I'm a budget player. And then last spell is Raigeki.
Okay, so those round out your spells.
So another, after I reveal my first trap, which is 3 strikes, 3 solemn strikes, another thing about heroes that, or just in general, like, I tried 2 strikes and siding 1. You can't do it because you have to have strike to stop almost everything right now. So I put the 3rd back in. It's just, yeah, it'll brick you every once in a while if you open 2 strikes, but it's better to have it than not.
That's more safety right there.
Yeah. The only reason strike is not as good in heroes as it is other decks is because you pay half your life points when the hero lives your first turn.
And then you instant fusion.
Yeah, and then instant fusion. But otherwise, if you open with a hand of emergency call, mass change, and 2 strikes, and say an instant fusion, if you're able to get off the e-call without being Ghost Dash right now, you search a Bowl Man, and then you can special it and instant fusion into a Norden, and you can just, like, this card would pretty much win you the game at that point.
It's crazy to think how much one card just haunts so much of the meta. Like,
what, Solemn Strike?
Yeah, the
Ghost Dash haunts.
I
like,
mean,
that card.
It's a fitting name, but like, just the fact that it's just a lot of people just play things so much more cautiously because of one card. I mean, I completely understand.
You have to.
The card
almost,
is amazing.
Or you have to learn how to play through it without sacrificing your first turn consistency.
I mean, you got
the thing that's broken about Ghost Dash compared to Ogre and Cherries is you just have to discard it instead of sending it to the grave.
Yeah.
Do you have to send? You have to send Ghost Ogre and Cherries to the grave, don't
Ogre,
you?
I believe discard is Cherries is a discard.
Cherries is a discard
from hand to field to grave. Yeah, but
so basically, if I have a Dark Law on board as a hero player, Ogre's not going to bother me, but Cherries and Ash still do. Yeah, let's check that because
don't you have Ogres in here anyway?
Yeah, I have Ogres. Well, that's fun.
Yeah, to the grave. So Ogre has to go to the grave, but
Ogre's like better against the entirety of the meta. Not than Ghost Dash, but it's just, I don't know. All 3 of them are broken, but Ghost Dash is the most broken because
3 effects built in 1 is kind of crazy. All right.
Yeah. So but 3 Solemn Strike because it's worth having.
Yeah, it's needed, I would think.
I put back Call the Hunted in my deck after taking it out, and the reason I did that was because I found that I could call Toad, I can call Bahamut Shark,
yeah,
and actually,
Toad, what up, Toad?
Yeah, Toad.
Call Toad.
If you can call a Toad back and then
actually, I don't think you can. I think
why can't you?
Shark is not a proper summon.
Oh, so you wouldn't be able to call it back. Well, you can call a Shark, which has 2,600 attack.
Or you can call any Shadow Mist or any Bubble Man.
I don't know. Putting it back in, I kind of liked it. I'd probably cut it down to 2 if I kept playing. I thought about trying an XYZ Reborn just for the shark, but that would probably be not so good. But Call of Haunted is it's really good. Like the first game that I put it back in, I ended up calling a Shadow Mist and winning. So it's kind of a staple in Heroes. I mean, if you don't like it, don't play it. There's been times where I've not liked it. But there were cards that I wanted to take out, and I didn't know what else to put in, so I just put in Call of Hunts, and they worked.
Okay.
Double Quaking, not 3, because I try in my hero deck to balance my effects. So, like, attack stoppers, effect negation, summon stoppers, like Call of Haunted to bring back my own cards. I try to balance all of that because you don't want to see too much of one thing because you've got to stop multiple things on your opponent's turns. I was playing Rafflesia targets. I didn't like them. Took them out except for Floodgate Trap Hole. And truthfully, I hardly ever go into Rafflesia because you just want to make the double Toad if you can. So, I don't know. I don't like Rafflesia and Toad Heroes, but it's still probably good. There were like 2 games that I play tested where instead of making Rafflesia when I should have, I made Toad, and instead of making Toad, I made Rafflesia. So maybe I'm just a bad player, but I don't know. Rafflesia is just not, to me, it's not as optimal in this deck. Like, it's not as cookie cutter as when you make Darklaw, make Rafflesia, and try to protect your Darklaw with Rafflesia. You're wanting Toad to stop the spell and traps, and you're really just wanting to get your traps like Strike and Warning and Quaking to set behind both Toad and Darklaw. You would rather do that and then Toad somebody's Twin Twisters and win. And then, obviously, 1 Warning. That's my 40-card main deck. I've play tested it. Extra deck, 2 Toads. I actually, crazy as this sounds, I played this deck a lot, and I always thought 2 was fine because you could recycle it. Truthfully, I could find space for a 3rd one, and I'll show you that in a minute. But you play 2 Sharks, definitely don't need more than 2 Sharks. I actually thought about cutting it to 1 for a while. The only problem is if your 1 Shark gets killed, then you have an issue. But like I said, I could have tried XYZ Reborn, but you would just rather play 2 Sharks. Dark Rebellion, I was trying to be a budget player and not play Utopia the Lightning. And truthfully, if somebody doesn't have back row, Dark Rebellion's better because you just sit on his attack. Just got my Tornado Dragon today. Dragon Power's a little salty because he was trying to get it, but I still have yet to play this card because I just got it today. But you would play it in Castale instead of Diamond Dire because unless you're talking about a face-down monster, these 2 cards deal with everything. I was still playing Rafflesia, even though I don't like it. It still has utility, so I was playing it. Emerald is probably, like, besides Darklaw and Toad, the MVP of the extra deck. You guys didn't get to see it because it was the game after I got obliterated. What deck were you playing that day? The Invoked?
Invoked, yeah.
After I got obliterated by his Invoked, we played a match where I had a turn where I made Emerald for my last card. It was like the last play I had. I had no cards in hand, made Emerald, shuffled back 3, drew a Hero Lives off of it. It didn't seem like it was going to help me. Attacked into his was it Alistair? I attacked into an Invoke monster. No, it was one of your fusions that had 1500 attack because I had Dark Rebellion it. So he ghosted over to my Dark Rebellion, so I made the Emerald and attacked into his 1500, whichever Invoked fusion it was. He dropped his Alistair, killed my Emerald, so then I had no cards on board, so I Hero Lives into Bubble Man, and Bubble Man starts a new chain, so you're able to draw 2, and I drew into Instant Fusion and something else and just went off and won the game. It was a great moment. Again, more salt from Dragon Power. Abyss Dweller for, I don't care, like some people say this card's bad in certain formats. It's not bad, never bad. It's always stops graveyard stuff. I could see myself cutting Gaga Samurai for a 3rd Toad because this deck is more stun based if you make it right, in my opinion. But this card still has value sometimes. But 9 times out of 10, I can't really OTK. So I would rather have a 3rd Toad or just something else in general to make because I hardly ever make Samurai. It's almost like Rafflesia. Like those 2 cards, I could pick one of them and cut them. The one Norden, because, again, like we talked about earlier, Instant Fusion is your power play. One Acid, because you play 3 Bubble Man, and you can make it. And then finally, double Dark Law, and yes, I have an ulti. Yay, because I love heroes. The Ultra actually looks kind of ugly next to it, but again, I put the Summoner Monks back in to make Dark Law more often, because the only ways to make Dark Law without Summoner Monk are a Hero Lives or opening Shadow Mist and Mask Change or E-Call and Mask Change. So you want to make Dark Law before you make Toad, because the whole point of the deck is to protect Dark Law even better than you can protect him before. So that's my extra deck. I gotta put it back the right way. I have to. Everybody looks at me and they're like, "Oh my goodness, Dragon Power, what are you doing?" All right, so side deck. I was kind of bad with my side deck, but I played 3 Gamma-Seal. I like it at 2 and 3. I'm not really sure. I don't like hand traps and heroes because I have Bubble Man. However, in the format, the hand traps are just so good you have to play them. Double Ghost Ogre, double DD Crow. Ghost Ogre seems to be better against a lot of things, but I like DD Crow too. Like, I don't know.
They both have their moments.
Yeah,
I personally prefer the Ghost Ogre over DD Crow, but
it depends on what you're playing against, and that's why you kind of have to have both of them. I realized in a Hero Mirror match that even though I used to hate having Dark Hole along with Raigeki because I would draw them both and not need them, but back then I was only playing Hero Mirror matches. But I played a Hero Mirror match where I made a Dark Law and set a Quaking behind it, and he opens with a Dark Hole, blows my Dark Law up, then Twin Twisters my Quaking and wins the game. And I was really salty because I've worked really hard on my hero deck and played heroes for a long time to lose to who I consider to be a scrub, but I guess he's not a scrub. But he was playing the Summoner Monks, so I put him back in and tried him. I really liked him. I would not play Goblinberg or Rhoda in this version of Heroes. You don't need it. You don't want to see it. To me, it's not good. Goblinberg, 0 defense. Rhoda is only in there to search Goblinberg. Otherwise, you just play your 3 E-Call and call it a day. 1 Cosmic Cyclone. I actually really love this card. I was actually considering putting it in the main because there are times where I can play this card but not a Twin Twisters, and there are times where I can play Twin Twisters but not this card. So I thought about playing this as my 3rd Twin Twisters instead of a 3rd Twin Twisters, but I just sided them both because this deck doesn't like back row. Like going second, you don't want to play. Some decks don't mind back row. Like some decks can play through it. Like Blue Eyes never was scared of back row. Blue Eyes just played through it.
I used to be terrified of back row.
You're funny.
I just played triple twin to get over it, but.
And then I have 1 Floodgate in here. It would not be in the side. It would probably not be in the main at this point, but it's in there. I love the card. A few months ago, I would have played this card at 2 and left it in there because it was just really good. It's not as good anymore. And then for this current format with True Dracos, and even with just Kaiju Zoo, or even without Kaiju Zoo before that stuff came out, just Kaijus, I would have always played 3 Mask of Restrict because I don't want my Dark Law and Toad sacked. And you can easily sack them with Kaijus, like, or Lava Golem, like, Lava Golem, Raw Spear mode, a Kaiju, okay, yeah, if he sacks one of them, it still hurts. Like, you just flip this, and so if your opponent, like, opens with a lot of Kaijus in their hand, they would probably lose. Really like it, and obviously, True Dracos can't really play through this card very easily.
All right.
That is the deck profile. Totally awesome heroes.
So that was a totally awesome hero deck profile. My man Chandler.
Totally.
With his
awesome.
Used to be how.
Oh my goodness! Don't be talking smack.
So now we're gonna
way too slow doing this.
If we were go any longer, we'll probably want to kill somebody. But
totally awesome heroes.
All right.
This is definitely awesome, and this is your best hero.
All right, guys. This has been Dragon Power 17. If you enjoyed the video at all, leave a like and comment below whatever your favorite deck is that you've been playing for a long time and got sacked by a scrub. Leave it in the leave it in the comment section below, and I will catch you guys in the next one.